Florida State, Cam. Have you kept your eye on the two chief rivals in state?
I mean, I have to, especially with so many recruiting battles against Florida this year, that they invariably won. You're talking Lloyd Summerall, you're talking Keon Zipperer, you're talking Khris Bogle. We offered Naquan Wright as a sophomore, running back out of Carroll City, but didn't follow up on that. He ends up going up there as well. They got RJ Henderson out of Texas, who was a wide receiver, 4-star. They got some dudes going to Florida. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to try, to say otherwise, and yeah, they did really well. I think they got 7 blue chippers from the state of Florida, which is the most of any single school. They closed really well today. I mean, Florida did, they did a good job. So yeah, I definitely was checking on them. And then Florida State also, we had some recruiting battles with them, won a couple of those, lost a couple of those as well. So yeah, I mean, Florida State is the one that I try to, keep one eye on every year because they're the ones that we play every year and they're in our conference. So yeah, I do try to, definitely look that way. But yeah, no, I've looked over, what they both did, and, both of them did well. Especially like I said, at the end, Florida State beat us for Darius Washington. Florida, like I said, you have a bunch of guys that, chose to go up to Gainesville instead of coming down or staying in Coral Gables. So, even a previous commit, Jarvis Brownlee, he decided to flip from Miami to Florida State previously. And, there are other guys. So, I mean, there's definitely a strong connection to at least my attention being on both of those teams. So yeah, I think that both of them definitely did add talent to the roster, Florida more than anybody else. But hopefully Miami can close that gap a little bit with the transfers through the portal, and we can move forward into the 2020 cycle.
You do your part by liking the videos and sharing the videos out there in the social media world, and of course, subscribing to the channel. And of course, we will look at the 2019 schedule as we've looked at the Florida game in particular, because you guys are hyped about that. But really break through on the schedule, which includes, of course, the 2 crossover games against Florida State every year. And this year it's against Louisville, which should be a pretty light touch, you would think, after that dismal 0-8 campaign.
Yeah, but Satterfield's a good coach, and they actually recruited pretty well. They closed pretty decently. There were a couple of guys that Miami was kind of kicking the tires on to bring in, and decided not to go that route. And a few of those guys actually signed with Louisville. So Jadarian Boykin, who's a 4-star defensive end, Jalen Mitchell, who's a 3-star running back, but he's like 6'1", 210. He's a big dude. Both of those guys and a couple other ones picked Louisville as well. So I'm not necessarily going to look past anybody. So, like Sun Tzu said, respect all opponents, but fear none. So I'm not going to overlook anybody, because on any given Saturday, somebody can come up, raise their performance and beat you. And Miami is not that Miami of 2001 right now, where we can be on autopilot and cruise control and just beat anybody. So yeah, we definitely do need to pay attention and raise our game and play every snap, in a very serious, intentional kind of a way. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, with those crossover matchups between Florida State and Louisville, and then everybody else on the schedule.